Yeah, and here it comes. All right, guys. Cobra Kai Season 5 is less than 10 years away. So it is coming.
It's less than a year away.
Less than a year?
Yeah.
Oh, even better. Okay. Less than a year. Oh, that's great. Much less of a wait.
Listen. I like my plan better.
Yes. Well, that's fantastic. We've got big predictions for Terrence Ilyanovich Silver.
Oh, you're funny.
And some of the things that we think are going to happen to him and with him and about him in Cobra Kai Season 5. You want to get into it all?
Yes, he has now become pivotal in the Cobra Kai world. So
yeah, he's not really a side. I mean, they didn't use him in the first 3 seasons, but you got when they reference him, they referenced him all the time.
Yeah.
He was being referenced even all the way back in Season 1, you know?
Yeah.
So the references and the little flashbacks and such to him kind of suggested he really wasn't all that critical, and he wasn't then, but now I think he's as important as Johnny and Daniel.
He has taken over Cobra Kai, literally. So he's pivotal now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a focus, clearly, in Season 5.
Yeah, so my first prediction is, and I hope I'm right, is that as much as we love Kreese, I would like for Terry to actually have more screen time now than Kreese.
Yeah.
I think it's the time to kind of like on G.I. Joe, we had Cobra Commander for a long time, but eventually, once we got rid of Cobra Commander for a bit and we brought in Serpentor, it was a nice change of pace for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually, we lost Serpentor and we got Cobra Commander back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
pretty cool.
something like that.
Kind of like in the Rocky films. We had Apollo. We had Apollo again. Lots of Apollo. But then, you got Mr. T, and you kind of thought, all right, kind of fun to change up the villains a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, Terry Silver in Cobra Kai
Season 5. It's kind of like in He-Man and Masters of the Universe. It's,
let's focus on Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
we understand your...
Skeletor.
No, we've got it.
And then we had Hodak for just a little bit.
We've got it. We've got it. Let's move on. So more screen time for Terry Silver in Season 5.
Yes.
He's going to be developing new Cobra Kai dojos, recruiting new students. We know he's going to be bringing back people from the past. Mike Barnes, if there is a Cobra Kai god. And maybe we could speculate, is he going to bring back Snake and... What was it? Dennis? Was that the other one?
Dennis, Snake...
All of the the other bad karate guys from...
What was the name? He had some really evil henchmen. What was the name of that old woman who would take notes for him while he was in the bath?
The assistant.
I never trusted her.
Oh.
And I've always had
she
a bit
was
of a
his
theory.
Voice of reason.
Yeah, well, I think she's the main reason why Daniel LaRusso was just you're not going to buy into this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I don't know where you're going with this, but I can already tell.
Okay. Well, look, I think he's going to get Snake back in. Well, Dennis for sure, because he's just kind of peeling back the narrative and the story. In real life, he is kind of involved in all this. He's a YouTuber. He's a martial artist.
Okay.
So that guy's awesome. He's really into the whole thing. I forget the actor's name, but so I think he would be in just because it's easy and the right thing to do. Snake's hard to say. He is John G. Avildsen's son. The actor is actually his son in real life. But I don't know that he's been around. I don't know that he's been connected to any of this. So I don't know that he's such an easy layup to get into the story. Yeah. But think about the story. Those guys, he and Dennis, both worked for Terry for seemingly a long time, right?
Yeah.
Seemed like they went back a long way. So I think it makes sense for the story that they probably kept working with him way after Karate Kid Part 3, I mean. And he might have just been in touch with them maybe 15, 20 years ago, which at his age isn't that long ago.
Right.
Frankly. So he gets them back involved. How do things materialize once he's put up a bunch of dojos? What happens to get him in? Because Daniel's going to be away. Daniel's on this field trip with Miguel.
You are convinced that Daniel is also going to be going to Mexico to search for Miguel.
Daniel, Robbie, and Johnny are gone.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
For part of the summer. They're busy.
They
got to go get Miguel. This isn't right.
Yeah, but I think that it'll just be Johnny. I don't think that Daniel is going to leave Amanda and the kids behind to go look for Miguel when Johnny is on the job.
Remember when I insisted that Daniel going to Okinawa would also include Johnny?
Yes, this is why
I kept telling
it up.
Johnny's going with him, and look who ended up being... Oh, yeah. All right. Well, okay. I got that one wrong, didn't I? Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. Well, who knows? But look, either way, I think it's very fair to say that as these new Cobra Kai dojos are getting started, that sometime this summer, Silver and at least some of his henchmen are going to confront Chosen. And maybe Daniel as well, but I keep thinking Daniel's not going to be around. I think Chosen is going to be running Miyagi-Do. And I think it's going to be pretty simple. They will catch wind somehow that Miyagi-Do is still training.
Right. In defiance of their agreement.
Yeah. And I think that is going to... Because Terry's funny. He pretends to be an honorable businessman. We talked about this in another video, so I won't say too much on this, but he does like to pretend like there's some kind of honor, you know, like remember in season 4 when he saw Daniel at the convenience store? Yeah. Where then Robbie was there at first, and then Robbie left, and he says, you know, Daniel, he says, Mr. LaRusso, you know, Robbie was with you, and now he's with us. You should respect that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. And also in season 4 when Terry showed up with Kreese at Miyagi-Do. And he's one of these guys that wants to just go, oh, hey, I was a total asshole before. You could have been killed because of me. I could have easily ruined your life, in fact. But that's okay. I'm sorry. He's one of those guys who thinks that I'm sorry means that now... I've known guys like this.
Yeah, everything's cool now.
Yeah, I've known guys like this. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, I don't accept your apology. I think you're a piece of shit. Oh, hey, troll, hey. You know, now they want to spin it like you're the bad guy. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? Like if Hitler... At the end of it all, he's like, I just want to say I apologize for everything I did. Like, you think the world's gonna forgive you after all your horrible bullshit, dude? No, of course not. You can't just be an awful human being and expect people to just forgive you because you chose now to stop being a bad person. No, it doesn't work like that. So I don't think that Silver is going to be honest with himself about what a bad guy he's been. He's just going to see it as, hey, wait a minute, these guys are cheating on our agreement. Yeah, and without even the self-realization that, dude, I'm the one who cheated. I cheated the whole thing. Yeah, I bribed the ref. Yeah, What's worse? Let me ask you before we continue with this. What's worse, bribing the ref and cheating the entire thing and these kids out of their whole, you know, their proper wins and such, or Daniel just saying, I made a deal with these jackasses who've been torturing me for decades and I'm just going to skip out on the deal.
Bribing the ref is a greater offense than what Daniel's doing.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. So Terry Silver is a bad man, but he's one of those guys, he's very snake-like. He likes to kind of pretend that he's completely in the right. Yeah. You know, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to take that pretend virtuosity. Yeah. And he's going to take that to Chosen.
So he and Daniel have something in common.
Yeah, they do, but Terry's worse.
Sure. I mean, but still, they have a personality trait, you know, in common that's not so flattering.
Well, Daniel's always had a little Cobra Kai in him.
Yes, he has.
I've been saying that for a long time. Yeah, so, you know, have you ever heard of Broomation? No, I'm kidding. We won't go down that road. Yeah. Okay, so predictions for Terry Silver. I do predict that he will get the band back together.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea if they got even more, because they're going to have multiple dojos. It wouldn't be a bad idea if they brought in some fresh faces, too.
Yeah, I think they'll have to.
Right? Yeah. Give him an army. Not just for the story of if he wants, like, 5 new locations, he doesn't have enough people for that. But more like, because, I mean, Snake can't teach karate. Snake's not a karate guy. He's just one of his guys. And Dennis always seemed very quiet. He never actually said anything. Yeah. So... I don't know. Those guys could be dojos and can actually or could be senseis and actually run the dojos. So we might need some new faces, and that's not a bad idea anyway. Yeah. Just to bring in some younger faces, some fresher faces. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. But the thing I really want, my big prediction for Terry Silver, I want either Terry Silver and Chosen to quickly become, like, I want a huge beef very quickly. Yeah. And if not with Terry, then at least they should do that between Mike Barnes and Chosen. One or the other, but I think Terry would be better. I think if Terry and Chosen can become quick enemies, that even without any history between them, that it doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Let's get the conflict going, like, straight out of the box.
And have it mean a lot right away.
So that we can just, like, explore it for the whole season before it resolves.
Yes. No, don't even resolve it. Just keep it going forever. Like, make it a major thing. Make it something so personal. Like, I keep thinking that Terry... We talked about this in another video. So, again, I don't want to recap too much. But we talked a little bit about how Terry Silver and Barnes, if they show up together at Miyagi-Do, and they go, what the fuck is this? And then, you know, there's Chosen. Yeah. Just not even really aware of exactly who they are, necessarily. Like, he's kind of heard from Daniel. But if he's like, oh, I'm teaching my students. And they're like, Like hell you are. And Miyagi-Do's supposed to shut down. And then Chosen, I could just see Chosen being like, oh, I know who you fuckers are. No. Daniel can't teach anymore. There's going to be the technicality that's going to make Silver lose his mind.
Yeah.
Silver's going to be back on cocaine when he sees that. Oh, my God. He is. Because Chosen could be like, no.
He'll be back in the bathtub having his business meetings.
Yeah, his business meetings in the restroom with everybody. What a funny guy. He had, like, I can understand if you just really need your bath, by the way, and you just have one quick business meeting with someone you've known a long time. Maybe it's not so weird. But he had multiple people coming in there. Like,
he had his assistant at the tub side taking notes.
She's right there. So what happens when he stands up? Like, does she... Does she leave the room? Does she
hand him a towel? What?
Yeah. And he's calling multiple people in, right? He calls in Snake and Dennis. And Mike Barnes comes in.
He negotiates with Mike Barnes right there from the bathtub. And
yeah, can you imagine if that went to court? Your Honor, I'm telling you.
It wasn't a handshake deal.
Oh, my Lord. So I really do think that essentially he and Chosen should be made to really hate each other fast. Truthfully, they kind of did that with he and Johnny, didn't they? Just the stakes aren't hugely high yet, but Terry and Johnny went from not knowing each other to already having a pretty big beef.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Terry beat the piss out of Johnny, ambushed him, and I think that Terry is a little jealous of the place that Johnny holds in Kreese's esteem.
For sure.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but I still think by the way, I wish they would have gone further with that.
Really?
Because at the whole tournament in season 4, I don't mean to jump around too much here, but in season 4, there wasn't one reference to that at the tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
It could have been so easy for just a couple of things to be muttered under Johnny's breath, like, oh, that piece of shit over there. Like, he didn't do that. He didn't tell Miguel what happened. There was nothing to further the violence between Johnny and Silver.
Yeah.
Also, remember how Johnny ran into Kreese for a minute? And they had that little talk.
Yeah.
He easily could have run into Silver.
Yeah.
And Silver could have threatened him real quick. That would have been great. I would have liked that.
Yeah.
And then Johnny says something like, you wait till next time. They could have done more to build that up, a lot more.
Yeah.
But as usual, the show rushes so much. I'm sure they know these are good ideas. I mean, these are really cool things that the fans would like to see, I think.
Yeah. At least Kreese did acknowledge the beatdown that Johnny got, and he apologized for it. And I mean, but that's the only mention that it got, aside from Johnny's drunken old man can kick statement.
Yeah, and I really thought that was a missed opportunity. But anyway, hopefully in season 5, again, Johnny's going to be gone for, we don't know how much of the season, but I don't think it's going to be like one episode. I think it's going to be a while. So if Johnny's gone a bit, he's not going to have much to do with Terry Silver for a while.
Yeah.
But how about this? When Johnny gets back, I got it. Okay, here's my big prediction, and then we'll wrap up in a moment here.
Okay.
So I do maintain that Terry Silver and probably Mike Barnes will, maybe the whole gang, will show up and have some kind of problem at Miyagi-Do. There'll be a big fight at Miyagi-Do in the middle of the day. In front of the students. It's going to be a big ugly thing with them and Chosen. I suggest that they will actually beat Chosen down. I think as great a fighter as Chosen is.
What?
I do. I really do. I think Chosen's, I think this is going to be, I really, really think I'm right here. Chosen will take a serious beating because Chosen versus Silver, Chosen might win. We don't know. But Chosen versus Silver and Help, no, he's going to lose. You know, that's fair.
Right.
And he might lose in a way that it's not necessarily lack of skill. It was just like maybe he tries to get one of the students out. Maybe like Hawk tries to help, right?
Yeah.
And then he tries to pull Hawk out of it so Hawk doesn't get hurt. And in doing something heroic, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It could be something like that. It could be like the sun was in his eyes, or he slips on something where even though he loses, it's not necessarily from lack of skill, but it was from circumstance.
Okay, I got you.
But I think it'd be great if Daniel shows back up.
We shall see.
Assuming Daniel's not there for all this. Daniel shows up and he sees a really wounded Chosen. And he's like, what the hell happened? Oh my God. The stakes just go up 1,000 times.
The war is on.
Yeah. And this would be great if Chosen he's like all beaten up and he says something like Terry Silver. Just something about, letting on like what, oh my God, that'd be intense.
Okay, so that's a prediction. We will keep an eye on season 5 for that.
Yes, let's hope. Watch, I'm going to be completely wrong again. But
well, who knows?
I think that would be a really great way to elevate the stakes for everybody. And to really, and then also if Johnny's there for that, Johnny's going to hate Silver even more after this, right? So anyway, guys, that's it for our predictions for Terry Silver for season 5.
So far.
Comment, let us know what the hell you guys think is going to happen, okay? Even if it's totally out there, just let us know. Who cares?
Hit the like button.
Hey, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. We're going to bring you guys more videos tomorrow. We'll see you then.